Hi, my name is Sean and I'm a product strategist. And in this video, what I want to talk to you about is product sales. Now, some people feel product sales is more of an art form or can only be done by a particular type of person. I reject all of those notions in favor of product sales being very much scientific, because you could build it in the form of a process so anybody can be trained in order to complete that process successfully. And I'm going to explore that further in this video. First, some background. I want you to think of product sales as a process and not about any particular type of person's abilities. Secondly, I want you to think of product sales as something you're trying to achieve in the form of a process that can create predictable and repeatable results, which is an important first step. And you have to do that before you can move on to what you may hope to achieve, which is the form of scalability in the form of this process, trying to reach that hockey stick level growth you may be after. Before I get into more detail showing you how to build your product sales process, I want to make sure you avoid a common pitfall, and that's jumping straight to trying to reach that hockey stick level growth or real scalability before you've built the process and in the order that you should, following a series of sequential steps, which all great and successful product companies have. Now, those steps are in order. The first one is achieving problem solution fit. The second is making sure that your product sales process is repeatable. The third is then trying to reach scalability, and the fourth would be achieving product market fit. Now, you need to complete each of these steps and in this order to have a successful product sales process. If you don't, you're going to wind up wasting time and having to repeat previous steps regardless. After you've achieved problem solution fit, which is ensuring that your product solves your customer's problem better than the existing solution, one of the first major milestones is ensuring that your product sales process is repeatable, as in you can generate predictable and consistent results as prospects flow through your product sales process. So what this looks like is if X prospects flow through your product sales process, Y will ultimately turn into paying customers. Now, if you have achieved adequate repeatability with your product sales process, then you'll be able to determine this with confidence. After you've achieved repeatability, the next step will be trying to reach greater scale. Now, you can do this by investing more time in the process yourself or expanding your team, dividing and conquering, so to speak. Either way, you're going to need to ensure that everyone is following the product sales process that you've built. And as such, your role may shift to determining whether or not a level of performance that you've set as a benchmark is being hit by those that are also following the product sales process that you've designed. They should be. And you also want to create a culture of sharing feedback about how effective that process is so you can know if and when you can make improvements in the product sales process. I've built repeatable and scalable product sales processes for my own product company, Staff Geek and Podcast Chef, and I've also created some templates for you so that you can use those to build your own product sales process. Go to the link that I'm going to share in this video or visit my website to find out where you can get a copy of those, and I'll send you an email with options that include a flow chart to map out the steps in the product sales process, and then a document for where you can fill in sections to help understand how you should manage certain conversations around the product sales process. To get started with building your own product sales process, make sure you have achieved problem solution fit and then really focus on ensuring that your product sales process has achieved repeatability, as in you can predict consistent results as prospects flow through your process. A good place to start would be get a copy of the template that I've shared with you in order to build your own product sales process. And you can do so with the link in this video or via my website. If you want any help building your product sales process, send me an email, Sean@nxtstep.io. That's Sean, S-E-A-N, at NxtStep, N-X-T-S-T-E-P.io. Also consider joining my mailing list where I share free product strategy advice like this on a daily basis.